Well, how about a little bit of a garden tour on this Saturday, May the 8th. Um, I put up a little video on YouTube yesterday just to check in, I guess, and I mentioned, maybe doing something in the garden, so I figured I'd show you what's going on and talk about some ideas I've had. I'm digging up this patch very slowly, and I think I'm going to dig deep and condition the soil better and move those rhubarb over here because I think the ground is still too hard right there. I got to figure out what to do for that. But anyway, so that's that. Tea plant, Camellia sinensis, has put out a lot of new growth. I probably need to cut it back to get it to shape it a little bit. My sweet woodruff is growing nicely here. Here's the little chase tree, which will probably never grow the way I would like it to produce the berries because it just gets too much shade here. And here's the elder putting out lots of little bud clusters. And this whole section of the garden is just kind of more comfrey patch than anything else. I'm just letting it do that for now until I decide what else to do here, because I can always use the comfrey for fertilizer or making comfrey oils and that sort of thing. I do have a random catnip that came up there, which is good because I lost one that was over there. And there's my rue putting out some blossoms. Along here we have my couple kinds of black currants that have some berries on them. These haven't produced a whole lot yet. These have more berry clusters on them here and there, and back in there. And it looks like I've got more rose buds, blossom buds this year. I had like 2 or 3, maybe a couple of years ago. I don't think I had any. And this year there's more, so that's good. That's Rosa canina. Got a couple of peonies trying to bloom here. Still a lot of shade in here. This is my gooseberry, which it seemed like it had like a lot of blossoms on it, and so far I've only found like maybe 2 gooseberries on it. That's all right. And this is my what do you call it? It's a grape, and I don't know why I can't ever remember the name. Anyway, I grew it from seed. Muscadine. And I still have it in a pot. I don't know what's going to happen with that. One of my figs, I have many figs. Some blackberries there. And in fact, when I was cutting back my figs out there, and I was cutting down low, I was finding some that had developed some rootlets. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick these things into a pot, and there you have it. You want to propagate your figs, you can just stick the trimmings in a pot, which I was kind of surprised. My hops just kind of eats along here. So, Avery, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. What you doing back there? And my garden is expanded all the way out now. So I was talking to a guy this morning about removing some more stuff here. I want to remove that azalea. I transplanted some blackberry starts from the back that were in more shade. And I figure I'm going to do some berries through here. But I'm going to get that taken out, and I'm finally going to get this azalea out and all that tangle in there. Maybe just leave the one azalea right there and hang a swing or a chair swing from there. And all my tansy is spread through this bed here. I only have one native delphinium here, and a lot of meadowsweet has spread through here too. And I've got mostly motherwort over there, some agrimony, some Jerusalem artichoke, a lot of feverfew in here. I have some more catnip in here. I did not realize that deer or perhaps bunnies like, lady's mantle. Huh, learned that. And I put in a couple more foxgloves. Here's one that's blooming. A couple more foxgloves, and it looks like I have a lot of baby foxgloves coming up in here, so we'll see how those do. Comfrey out here, marshmallow, there's all the motherwort, some valerian there. These are sunflowery things. And so I've got a lot of valerian starts too. I'm letting grow because they kind of died back a little bit. Lots of black-eyed Susans and other, got like yellow coneflower over there. And I've got some sunflowers that I've planted in here. There's some over there. And then I've got horehound and a baby horehound over here that I discovered. My first red poppy blooming. So there's horehound, lots of these, like, these guys are even starting to bloom already, the little sunflower ones. I lost my skull cap from last year, so I'll have to get another one, but I do have a couple of borage that came up from seeds from the other one. Lots of the California mugwort. And there's my main mugwort, which is doing fabulous. More poppies, and this feverfew is starting to bloom. Elecampane, and there's another elecampane. A little lilac in there. These are almost bloomed out now. And I was putting, I think, some calendula seed in there. Avery, where'd you go? I don't know where she went. Here's my Rosa rugosa, which is looking good. I have to put, on it, deer repellent on it, because they like to eat that. I've got some radishes, and then there's carrots that haven't come up in there yet. And some of my little beets are just barely starting in here. I planted some new ones because the first batch of seeds I put in there were probably old and not very viable. And this is the new patch that I've planted with buckwheat, and then I put in some sunflowers and some calendula and zinnias. We'll see how everything does. Here's my St. John's wort. The little nigella are getting ready to bloom, and there's a whole different variety of things that I've let reseed in there, kind of wildflowerish sort of things. Red seed poppy, chamomile. These chamomile all reseeded themselves from last year. This one looks like it's getting ready to bloom right there. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it looks like chamomile. That's a nigella. And of course there's purple shiso everywhere. Hollyhock in there, some lavender getting ready to bloom there. And also right in there, there's some anise hyssop. And then the veggies are over in there. Some eggplant that go along there. Some basil, peppers. Goji always gets this kind of mildew. I'm not sure what to do for the poor little goji. The sage has been blooming nicely, as has the thyme. There's still some kale that I'm letting just go to seed. A lot of these herbs have done pretty well. Oregano, and I've got some marjoram over there and more sage, a little bit more thyme. So I've got some cucumbers there, I got some seeds for what's called a Russian brown cucumber, and I think I planted those in there. I've got some bitter melon seed coming too, and I've got a couple varieties, Sweet 100s, and those little guys are a yellow variety, and I'm actually starting some seeds for some purple Cherokee. I don't know where I'm going to put them in yet, but that's all right. Got some arugula in here, and a few little escarole. That's an escarole that I'm letting go to seed. There's some more of my peppers, some baby kale there. These is a whole patch of breadseed poppies that started really early and will probably be blooming in not too long. Blood sorrel, or whatever it's called. Of course, I've got my bronze fennel everywhere, some peas there, blueberry that I transplanted from out back, and I'm doing my squash plants here and here, summer squash, and there's all my figs coming back. Here and there we have random coriander. And I'm gonna also put some basil seeds in there, or I did put them in. Here's where I'm gonna have my bean tower, which I'm gonna put together those 3 fan trellises upside down and make like a teepee for these guys. But I need to cover them up again tonight. Horseradish right there. I'm gonna have to control my cramp bark. And then there's various herbs in there. There's my yarrow. And then over here is where I planted my bush cherry and one of my apricots. And I transplanted a blueberry that wasn't doing well on the side of the house. And I transplanted a little bit of a shoot of a haskap, or honeyberry they call them, which actually I have had a few berries off the ones in back. This is a choke cherry that's never bloomed. My rose that was here is a red rose that I have to make sure I spray, otherwise the deer for sure get it. Some more flowers over here, some clematis up the light post there, but I'm not, let's see if those bloom this year. Variety of things in here. My California poppy. This is just this side over here. Right? And I put some little, what you call them in there? Morning glory, thank you. Right there. Any mail yet? Not yet. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this one up, and then I'm gonna make a small one for the backyard.